word of God says in Mark 14:26. And when they had sung a hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. That night, before the cross, before Gethsemane, before the betrayal, Jesus sang. He sang the psalms of trust and surrender that speak of a God who hears the cry, who delivers the soul from death, who sustains the one who falls. He sang to the Father who is merciful and faithful, to the God who does not abandon in anguish, to the Lord who turns pain into purpose. And knowing what was to come, Jesus sang.
Not to us, oh Yahweh, not to us, but to your name be the glory. Your mercy never fails, your truth endures forever. In the night my soul trusts, though fear tries to speak. You are my shield, you are my strength, my rest and my peace. Oh, Yahweh, in you I will trust. Yahweh, I will not fear. Though sorrow surrounds me, oh, I will embrace. In you I will trust. Yahweh, I will rest. In the darkest night, your love will sustain me.
I love Yahweh, He heard my cry. My voice rose up to heaven. Anguish tried to quench my faith, but your name I whispered. The shadow of death surrounded me. My strength began to fail, and from the deepest depths I cried, oh Yahweh, come and save me. In you I will trust. Yahweh, I will not fear. Though sorrow surrounds me, oh, I will embrace. In you I will trust. Yahweh, I will rest. In the darkest night, your love will sustain me.
The stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. This is the day that you have made. Though it hurts, I will trust. Not my will be done, not my desire be done. Eternal Father, here I surrender. Let your power be fulfilled.
Yahweh, in you I will trust. Yahweh, I will not fear. Though sorrow surrounds me, oh, I will embrace. In you I will trust. Yahweh, I will rest. In the darkest night, your love will sustain me. And when he had sung a hymn, he went out to the Mount of Olives.
After the song came the path, the praise praise was left behind. The words still echoed in the air, but the steps were now slow. The Mount of Olives rose in silence, like an eternal witness to the deepest prayers. Jesus walked, not fleeing, not doubting, but carrying. The song had strengthened his spirit, but the night had only just begun.
My feet know this path, I have walked it before in solitude. Here the soul speaks without words, here the heart cannot pretend. The noise of the world stays far away, the crowd is no longer there. Only the whisper of the wind and the weight of loving until the end.
Father, you know what is coming. You see beyond the pain. I continue taking every step, trusting in your direction. Yahweh, here I am. Yahweh, without fleeing, my soul finds rest in your holy will. Yahweh, here I am. Yahweh, Yahweh, without resisting, though my flesh may tremble, my spirit will say yes.
The disciples walk with me, but they do not feel what is within. There are burdens that cannot be explained, there are cups that only one must drink.
The sky seems to keep its silence, the night grows thick and deep. Every beat of my heart marks the time of obedience. It is not a lack of faith that weighs, it is love taken to the extreme. To love like this also hurts. Yahweh, here I am. Yahweh, without fleeing, my soul finds rest in your holy will. Yahweh, here I am. Yahweh, Yahweh, without resisting, though my flesh may tremble.
My hands will soon be bound, but today they still rise to you.
My lips can still pray, though the soul begins to groan. I have healed weary bodies, I have lifted the one who fell. Today it is I who feels the weight of a humanity that failed. If this path is necessary, if this is the price of love, then give me the grace to never let go of your voice. Yahweh, here to a place called Gethsemane. And Jesus stopped.
Gethsemane was not just any place. It was an olive grove, a place where the olives were pressed until they released their oil. And there, in that very spot, the sun began to be pressed. Jesus stopped, looked at his own, and spoke words that did not shout power but truth. My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow, to the point of death.
He wear the crown is cold, my heart begins to tremble, not for lack of faith, but for the weight of what is to come. Solitude feels closer now, though I'm not entirely alone. There are eyes that follow me, but they cannot walk beside what I carry today. Father, my chest grows tight, my breath becomes a prayer. Every heartbeat repeats your name as my only support. Yahweh, here I am, broken before you. My soul trembles, but trust in your plan. Yahweh, here I am, prostrate before you. If this is the path, I will walk it to the end.
My knees touch the earth, the sky seems distant. The words come slowly, as if the soul weighed more than the body. The future shows itself dark, the cup is here before me. It is not the pain that frightens, it is carrying the sin that I did not commit. Even so, I speak to you, Father, because you always hear me. Even here, I know that you are.
Yahweh, here I am, broken before you. Yahweh, Yahweh, here I am, broken before you. Yahweh. My sweat falls upon the earth like drops of blood in prayer. The body gives way, but the spirit still clings to your voice. Father, if it is possible, if there is another way, if there is another path to save without this pain. But even as I say it, my heart already knows the answer. True love does not flee from sacrifice. Yahweh, here I am, broken before you. flesh cries out, let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Let your word be fulfilled, though it pierces my soul. Sustain my faith when fear whispers. Stay here with me in this dark hour. Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh.
And he returned to them and found them sleeping. And the weight grew even deeper.
He returned, with his heart still trembling, with prayer still upon his lips, and he found them sleeping. It was not betrayal, it was weariness. It was not rejection, it was human fragility. Jesus looked at them, not with anger, but with compassion. And he said, watch and pray, so that you will not fall into temptation.
I called him to walk with me, to stay awake through the night. But sleep overcame their eyes, and solitude embraced me once again. I do not judge them, Father. I know the weight of the flesh, I feel it myself right now, even as my spirit stands firm. The night gives no rest, time seems to stretch thin, and yet I am still here, waiting, loving. Yahweh, here I am, watching before you. Though others may sleep, I will remain. Yahweh, here I am, praying in the night. My flesh is weak, but my spirit is faithful. I woke them with tenderness, not with reproach or pain. Because to love is also to understand the weakness of those you love. Father, look at their hearts, they do not yet know what they face. The spirit is willing to follow, but the body cannot always obey. Teach them to watch in the future when I am no longer here. Let them remember this night when their faith is put to the test. Yahweh, here I am, watching before you. Yahweh, here I am, watching before you.
I do not want to close them yet. Every minute spent awake is an act of love. Father, sustain those who sleep. Protect them from what is to come. Though they cannot watch with me, my prayer covers them.
The enemy prowls in the shadows, temptation whispers in the silence. That is why I stay here watching until the end.
Yahweh, here I am, watching before you. Though others may sleep, I will rest.
To watch when no one sees, to pray when no one applauds, to love without being understood, to remain without company. Father, let my faithfulness be a refuge for them. Let my obedience cover them when they fail.
Yahweh, here I am.
And he returned. And again, he found them sleeping. And the night was not over yet.
He prayed once more, no longer to ask that the cup might pass, but to accept the drinking of it. The struggle was not over, but the heart had already decided. In the silence of the grove, the human will surrendered completely to the will of the Father. And in that surrender, peace was born.
Father, here I am again, not with strength, but with faith, not with answers, but forget this peace when the cross arrives. Let your will be done, eternal Father, eternal Father, though it hurts, I will try. Here begins perfect obedience. Let it be, your will be done.
Then he rose with peace upon his face, and he said, "Rise, let us go." While he was still speaking, the night filled with footsteps, burning torches, hidden swords, confused hearts. The hour that had been announced from before the foundation of the world had finally arrived, and Jesus did not draw back.
The grove is no longer in silence. The shadows begin to move. What was decided in prayer is now faced in reality. There is no fear in my steps. There is no flight in my voice. The one who surrendered to the Father does not fear the hands of men. Father, I am standing, not by my own strength, but because of your will sustains me.
The hour has come, eternal Father, everything is fulfilled within your plan. The hour has come, I put my trust, nothing happens outside of your truth.
Judas approaches with a kiss, a sign wrapped in betrayal. But even in that gesture, there is no surprise in my heart. Friend, why have you come? Love does not defend itself. Love gives itself away. The hands that will touch me do not hold the final power. The power remains in you, Father, even though they cannot see it.
The hour has come, eternal Father, everything is fulfilled within your plan. The hour has come, I put my trust, nothing happens outside of your truth. One of my own raises the sword, fear drives him to strike. But I did not come to win with violence, I came to conquer with obedience.
Put away the sword, this is not the way. If I desired it so, legions would come for me. But what is written must be fulfilled today. Love does not flee from sacrifice, it embraces it.
The hour has come, eternal Father,
like the end is only the beginning.
Father, protect those you love when I am no longer here. Let not one be lost in this dark night.
The hour has come. The hour has come.
And they seized him, and everyone abandoned him and fled. And the night closed in around him.
The night did not end in the grove. It stretched through courtyards and corridors, through judgment halls and flickering bonfires. While one kept his silence against false accusations, another warmed his hands, trying to chase away the fear. And the words that once promised loyalty now began to tremble.
They lead me through the shadows. Their voices cross without truth. They search for words to accuse me, but they cannot make them stand. I do not answer the insult. I do not defend my name. The Lamb keeps his silence while the noise grows all around. Father, you know every lie. You see beyond human judgment. I remain here, obedient until the end. You remain faithful, even when man fails. Your truth does not change. Your love does not leave. You remain faithful in the midst of the noise. Even if I fall, you will not fall.
Just a few steps away, the fire lights another face. A disciple looks at the ground. The night weighs heavy in his voice. Were you not with him? They ask without accusing, and fear answers first. Before the heart can speak, I do not know him. He says without looking at me, and the echo of those words crosses the night. We remain faithful, even when man fails. Your truth does not change. Your love does not leave. You remain faithful in the midst of the noise. Even if I fall,
Before the rooster crows, the words will be fulfilled. Not to condemn the one who falls, but to show his need for grace.
Father, do not take away his faith. Do not abandon him in his weeping. When he comes to his senses, restore him.
not the end. The fall does not define the destiny. The faithfulness of the Father is greater than the mistake. Though the voice may fail, though the courage may break, your grace writes stories where there were only ruins.
Rooster crowed, and Peter went outside and wept bitterly.
And Jesus remained in silence.
The night moved forward until it turned into a trial. Witnesses rose up, twisted words filled the air, but none of them matched the truth. Silence remained his only response until one question broke through the darkness. Are you the Christ, the Son of the Blessed One?
I have been silent before the lies. I have endured the contempt, not out of weakness, but out of obedience. But when it comes to the truth, I cannot deny it. The light does not hide when its hour arrives. Father, this is the moment you knew from the very beginning.
From now on you will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of power, and coming on the clouds of heaven. The words fall like fire, not to wound but to reveal. But closed ears confuse glory with blasphemy, and the truth with a threat. Father, the rejected stone is right before them, and they do not recognize it. I am the one who is to come. I am, though today they do not see it. Tear their garments, they seal their decision. They seek no more witnesses, the sentence has been born.
They spit, they strike, they cover my face. Prophesy, they mock without knowing that every blow was also seen. Father, I did not answer hate with more hate. Love remains firm though the flesh may ache. And I am the one who is to come.
I am,
though today they do not see it.
the truth was declared, and that was enough, not to acquit, but to condemn.
But what they call guilt is the perfect fulfillment. What they call blasphemy is the heart of redemption. Father, sustain my body through the rest of the way. Let it not be lost when began this night.
way to the dawn.
The dawn brought no justice. It only changed the stage. They led him from a religious tribunal to a courtyard of human power, where the truth depended on the noise of the crowd. Pilate looked him in the eyes and found no guilt, but fear also passes judgment.
I stand before the power of the world that I do not belong to it. My hands are bound, but my kingdom is not. They ask me if I am a king, as if power could only be imposed. My kingdom is not defended with swords. It is born in the heart that believes.
Father, here I am once again, surrender to the decisions of others. The truth stands before them, but not everyone desires to see it water cooled in me. Yet they cry out for my cross. The truth remains, though the world refuses it. They find no guilt in me, and yet they hand me over. Love does not defend itself. Love offers itself. They seek to release a guilty man and condemn the innocent. The name of Barabbas echoes, the voice of hatred grows strong. Pilate washes his hands, but he does not cleanse his conscience. Justice is diluted when fear governs. Father, this unjust exchange was written since of old. The righteous takes the place of the guilty, and the guilty is set free. Guilt in me, I know guilt. They can't frame my guilt. Can't leave me. Yeah, they fight better my listen. Yeah, I bear my way. I've been with no lie, then worship. The whip waits in silence. The cross is already being prepared. The crowd shouts louder, as if the noise could erase the truth. Father, you remain righteous, even when the judgment is not. I accept this sentence for those who still do not know what they are doing. My back will feel the weight, but my heart does not grow hardened. Love keeps walking toward its destiny. They find no guilt in me, yet they cry out for my cross. It is not the nail that holds me, it is obedience. It is not the crowd that decides, it is the eternal purpose. What seems like injustice today will be hope tomorrow. The cross they prepare is the bridge toward life. Father, receive this surrender, made in the full light of day. They find no guilt in me, and yet I go.
Then Pilate handed him over to be crucified, and the journey continued.
journey came to its end. But it was no accident. The cross was not a mistake, it was a decision made long before in the silence of the grove. The sky grew dark, the earth trembled, and love was lifted up between two beams of wood.
My arms open without resistance, not to surrender, but to embrace. The weight of the world rests upon my body, but my spirit continues to trust. Every wound speaks of a love, even though the flesh cries out, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Even in the pain, my heart intercedes.
Into your hands, eternal Father, my spirit I commit. Into your hands, all things find rest. The work is finished. The heavens keep their silence, but they are not absent. Every suspended second is part of the eternal plan. The veil will soon be torn, the way will be opened. The path towards you will no longer be closed. I thirst not only for water, but to see your justice fulfilled. Into your hands, eternal Father. Into your hands, eternal Father. It is all done. Nothing remains unfinished, the debt has been paid. The price is complete. Love reached the very end. Without reservations, without conditions, there was nothing left to give. Father, the night is ending. The sacrifice is complete. Death has been faced with perfect obedience.